Good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. I'm on here. I'm gonna share a little bit, and then I'm gonna go with some notes that I took down. First off, let me say I hope everyone had a was not had having a fantastic Friday. Hope your Friday's going well. Whether you're whether you're out, whether you're hanging out, whatever you're doing, working. I hope you're enjoying your day. Hope you're having a fantastic, marvelous day. And so with that, my day was good. If you didn't catch my my video about France. I went to France this morning. France is a this place been open since 1964, years before I was born. And so I've been hearing good things about it. Even from my last employer, I heard good things about it. So I figured, why not go pay a visit since I was gonna be in the area anyway. Pay a visit and check them out and see what the hype is about. And so I did. And like I said in the video, if you haven't seen it, it's a short video. It's not a live. It's a short video. And I got it because I love chicken gizzards. I love chicken gizzards. Matter of fact, if you see if you've been following my channel for a while, then you know that I used to go to Belgrade. Belgrade is good. This is from where I am. And every time I went, when I was working that way, I would always get the gizzards. And they were nice and tender and juicy. Oh my goodness, yum yum yum. But anyway, anyways, I want to come on and talk a little bit about quiet growth. Because sometimes not only you know it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it. Or it doesn't seem like it. But you know, a lot of times people say the loudest person in the room, not always the strongest person in the room. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is the quietest, or the most dangerous person in the room is the most quietest. So same thing with growing and moving and doing what you need to do. You don't have to be loud about it. You don't have to make noise about it. Just continue to show up day by day, step by step, movement by movement, and you'll get to where you want to go. So anyway, like I said, I took some notes, so I'm gonna share a couple of names, and you may know these names. You may know these names. You may not know these names, but I'm gonna share because I don't want this to be about us. These names, these that had quiet growth, and I'm gonna share their stories with you, so that way you'll know that if you're growing quietly, then you're not by yourself. You're not alone. So let me start with the first one. The first one you made, like I say, these names. If you read the Bible, you know anything about the Bible, you know some of these names are in there, and you can follow their stories. You can find their stories, so I'm not talking fluff by sharing their stories, right? Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Talk a little bit about quiet growth. So listen. So I only did 10, and you can find, hey, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this video. You're watching the live, but I'm saying good afternoon to the people that are on the live. But so listen, the the first one is Joseph, and Joseph he had years of silence. Good evening, good evening. Well, good afternoon, because it's only like two something here. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. But the first one was Joseph, and Joseph had years of silence before he actually he went through betrayal and everything else before he had a platform. He didn't have a platform or an audience, and he was silent for a while before he was actually acknowledged and people knew about him. So that's one that experienced quiet growth. And David spent years in the fields. He spent years in the fields before before God decided to use him. So a lot of times, like I said, movement by movement, step by step, journey by journey, and sometimes it may not feel like you're making any progress. It may not feel like you're making any progress, but continue to show up, continue to have movement, And another one was Moses. Moses was he spent 40 years herding sheep. And you know, you're working. I worked outside, worked in the field, not in the field. Yeah, doing landscaping, I masonry work, toting block, and but I just being outside in different climates is not easy. Just imagine doing it for 40 years before God decides to call on you and use you the way He wants you to use you, the way He wants to use you. So 40 years is a long time. So that's Moses and Esther. Yeah, Esther showed courage. Esther showed courage way before her moment came. Showed courage way before her moment came. And sometimes it takes courage. It takes courage. It takes courage to sometimes face certain things, walk a certain walk, live a certain life. It takes courage. It takes showing up. It takes showing up. It takes movement. It takes having faith, and not being able to not only having faith but believing in something that's not being seen, that you can't see. And that's one way. That's one way that you start to grow. Because faith, they say faith comes by hearing, but also comes by doing, and knowing that regardless of what it looks like, regardless of what it looks like, continue to show up, continue to know that I can't see it, but I know that I know that God is working. So the next one is Ruth, Ruth, and Ruth showed small faith even before she was faithful even before she got to the limelight. Because a lot of times in prayer, in your prayer closet, in your prayer closet, talking to God on a daily basis. You know, people don't need to see. People need to see the finished product. The product still being made. The product still being made. But when you go out there, you make sure you're a representation of your spiritual father. So let's go on to the next. Hannah. Hannah. Yep. Yep. She had years of tears. She had years of tears before God showed up. She had years of tears before God showed up. So that's Hannah. Elijah. Elijah was fed by ravens, and hid before God used him. So, and Paul, we all know about Paul. I love Paul. But we all know about Paul. Well, if you don't, you can Google about Paul. But I'm not gonna say everybody knows about Paul, but Paul was one of them too, and Mary, and Mary kept her promise. Mary kept her promise. People talk about. Sometimes people talk when you have certain dreams and aspirations. Sometimes people talk about you and they may clown you, they may joke about you, and you know sometimes they can convince you. They can try to convince you if you're not strong. They can try to convince you what you see is a lie. Or where you're going, not what you see. Where you're going is a lie. It's not possible for you to accomplish what God has for you to accomplish. And if you listen to him, sometimes it can derail where you're going. And last but not least, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Jesus. Jesus only was. This is what the Bible says. People can debate. I'm not here to debate anything. But they say you only have 3 years of ministry, 3.5, maybe 3 to 3.5 years of ministry, and so God was preparing him all those years. God was preparing him to do what he was going to do. So that's a little bit. I just want to come on and not only talk, but share actual stories, actual biblical stories, to let you know that if you're trying to grow, and you should be trying to grow daily. We all should be trying to grow daily. Not I don't want to make this a sermon, make this preaching, but I'm trying to grow daily, and that's what the channel is about. Trying to help each other grow, and each one teach one. Sharing is caring, and you know, the best thing about being on this planet is well, one of the things about being on this planet is helping helping other people, and if we can't help each other, then what good are we doing? That's just the way I look at it. You can look at it a different way. You can feel about it the way you want to feel about it, but that's how I feel. If I can help somebody, I'm gonna help them. My dad used to always say that. I'm good at helping other people, but I need to try to help myself. I love that, but and in essence, and thinking about it, the fact of the matter is, if I'm able to help somebody else, I am helping myself too. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I see it. If I can be of service and be of help to someone, then I am helping myself. So, and that's a God honest truth, and I know that, and I believe that, feel that with all my heart. So, if I'm able to help, if I'm able to add value to somebody, then you know, that's a good thing. So anyway, I want to come on and say that and share that, and I hope you enjoy those. If you're watching the replay, I hope you enjoy those. Please watch the video all the way through. Well, I can't say that now until towards the end, but I can't say that towards the end. But anyway, if you got this far, then thank you for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, if you're watching the live, thank you for watching the live. But anyway, I want to come on and just say that and share that. I hope you have a productive rest of your day. I hope God continues to bless you and keep you, and just know that you continue showing up, continue showing up, continue showing up. Growth happens day by day, step by step, movement by movement, and you do your part. You do your part by showing up and doing what you got to do, and God will take care of the rest. That's it. That's all. I'm gonna say it again. You show up. You should continue to show up. And I know this to be a fact. I know this to be true. There's no fluff in that. There's no fluff in that. You continue to show up. That's the truth. And that's the truth. I'm willing to give an odds on it. but I'm just being funny. But no, that's the truth though. You show up. You show up. You put the steps forward day by day, step by step, and the rest you leave in God's hands. So with that being said, be safe, be blessed. Like I always say, tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're going to go. You never know when they're going to go. Kiss the ones you love, because you never know when you can kiss them again. And in the same note, do something kind to somebody, kind word, kind gesture, because we're all going through something, and you never know how what you say or what you do can impact somebody else's life. And even a small little, see how small this is? Let's see the camera. Even a small little gesture to somebody, help somebody, can impact that whole concept of how they think, or where they're going, what they want to do. You never know. You'd be surprised. So say a kind word, give a kind gesture to somebody. You may be surprised how it impacts their life. With that being said, I'll be seeing you like I go live daily. For those that tune in and haven't seen my face before, I do lives every day. Sometimes I do pop up. Sometimes I do it at 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But mostly, my content is about growth. I'm a foodie. I'm a cook. So, I just enjoy helping and serving people. And like I said, I give is to be a blessing to others. And we should try to do that. So, with that being said, I'll be seeing you. Be safe, be blessed. And I'm out. Peace out.